Okay, we are up and running. Again, thank you, everybody. Welcome to the pre-market. I'm Rick, for those that don't know. Anybody new here? Let's take a look at the market real quick. I would say that the bulls are back in town, wouldn't you? I was reading. I did a little work while I was gone, mostly reading and taking a few notes and things like that. Not much charting, not much of anything like that, but just reading stuff. And I think as a swing trader, that's what we do here. We swing trade. That one of the most important things for us to do is to follow the trend and try to eliminate the headlines or what we feel. You guys all know that. I think we ought to check our gut at the front door and just trade the trend and then trade the setups within that trend. So I guess one of the more important things for us in here anyway is to determine, well, what is a trend? There's some broad strokes you can look at for a trend, or you can create your own trend, as I've done here with price, the T-line, and the Trendicator. And when they're stacked up like that, I have a bullish trend. When we put them on top of, say, in this case of the SPY, over the 50-period moving average, well, that means something. When one second here, there we go. When we can look back and we can see a low, a high, a higher low, and we break out, if we can see that breakout, or in this case, kind of a lopsided W pattern, that adds to that as well. So it's bullish to me, and none of the headlines matter. So quite simply, just follow the trend, and then from that trend, what we want to do is simply, whoops, that's a wrong kind of blue, isn't it? Let's try that. There we go. Simply trade the chart patterns. And then we run into problems. We run into like this. Well, we're approaching a top here, and I want to look back here at the chart, and I want to thank the stars above that we can break out our resistance, because if we didn't, well, we would have never gotten up, would we have? So follow the trend. It's real simple. As we approach a top like this, haven't been asked this past week, but I do get asked often, are we setting up for a double top? Well, what does that mean? Are we setting up for a double top failure, or are you just asking me, are we setting up for a double top? Well, that looks like a double top to me, but it doesn't mean it's going to fail. Now, does it mean that we might kind of wobble around here a little bit? Yes, it does. That's exactly what it does. You bet. Even if we break out, even if the SPY was to just break out very clean, very, very clean, the chances of something like that is just astronomically insane. That's just insane. It's not going to happen. So what we look at is, okay, so maybe we break out. Now what we're going to look at is a little bit of pullback. We may pop up, a little bit of chop. We may go up, chop. You may go something like that sideways. And that's what we've got to expect here. So this top here doesn't bother me one tiny bit. May pump the brakes a little bit, which you guys all know at this moment, just being back from a week-long holiday, I'm not in anything. I'm in 100% cash, so I will be buying something today. I'm pretty sure of that. But I'm going to follow that trend. Just that simple. If we take a look at the Qs here are setting up very nice. I put a line right here and then a line on the top. The purpose of that line was to box in this area right here. Okay, let's make that yellow. There we go. Was to box in that area right there. Because now what we've got is price cutting through all that and challenging it. So right now, because of this trend, I have absolutely zero reason to think it's not going to continue. However, Price may do this. Price may pull back a little bit, pop up, pull back a little bit. Heck, it might even come down a little bit more and then go back up. But I have no reason to think in this world that we're going to have something like this. And why is that? Because I put the headlines aside. Because I don't want to think about, it's not that I don't want to think about it. It's that it doesn't matter for short-term swing trading. All right. I'm going to follow that trend right there. I'll follow the bigger trend as well. It's like this. There's a bigger trend to the long side. And then just waiting for the opportunities to buy. Pushing up to this top, is that an opportunity? We tend to back up a little bit, pump the brakes. Let's see what it does. Let it break out, that kind of a thing. Or maybe we actually push back for another setup to take another run at that line. Let's take a look at IWM. IWM, there we go. I think IWM's doing pretty darn good here. You know, if we draw a line here, I did this. You know, if we start right here and then we draw a line up, like blue line, red line now, we do that, we're doing pretty good in here. Let's open this up a little bit. I could come in here and I could make all kinds of, you know, bearish attitude going on here. But look what we're doing. Low to a high, to a higher low, to a higher high, higher low, to a higher high, higher low. We're doing it. We're doing it just fine. The spike could, or IWM, we'll just put a target up here, okay? Just for no good reason, right? Now, is there any reason that we can't go up here? You know what? There could be a lot of reasons. There really could be, but we can't foresee them. We cannot guess. We can't say, well, my gut says. We can't do that. I mean, you can, I guess. I don't think that works out too well. But what we can do, what we can see, it's not pretend, it's real. We can see the trend and follow that trend. So, you know, if somebody looks at this and says, well, jeepers creepers, I don't like this top very much and I think we're going through it. Okay, don't trade it. It's not a problem. Just don't do it. Wait till we break out. Or, you know what, we could break down. But right now, what is that trend telling us? Look at that. It's like this. We start here, and you see all the ups and downs and ups and downs. Nice big down here, nice big down here. The truth of it is, this chart has been trending, hasn't it? If you broaden the picture out, it's been trending. So what we want to do is we want to trade things like this bullishness, things like that bearishness, bullishness, maybe a little bit of bearishness right there. Just like that. Let's look at some charts here. Let's take a look at MU. So does anyone think that MU can't move up 10%? So from right here, let's make this one 20%. So do we think MU could move up just 20%? Just a simple 20%. We're not putting anything on based on resistance, anything like that. Just a simple 20% from where we are right now. So do you think MU could move up here? Why not? There certainly was. I'll bet you $100 bill that there were plenty people out there that would have never thought in a million years that MU would have moved from here to here on these dates. I'll bet you. Because they don't follow the trend. What they do is they follow the headlines, they follow the news. News don't matter. So why not? But as we move up, what do we know could happen? Or what? It's not really a what do we know. It's a this will happen. Here, I'll tell you what's not likely to happen, and then we'll go from there. Green. There we go. This is just not likely to happen. That's insane to think that's going to happen. On the other hand, Why couldn't we do something like this? Here we go. Up. And let's fail right there. Why not? Does that mean that this chart no longer is any good? Does that mean that this has gone away? No. That's what charts do. Maybe we pull back a little bit more. And then we go after it. We break out. We pull back a little bit more. The point I'm trying to make is if you take a look at the chart, if you find a target that you're completely happy with up here, and there could be a lot of ways that you get a target up here. Here we could do one another way. Let's do this right here. And we're going to put those right in there. So there might be one target there. There's a target right here based on some retracements and follow through here. Right through there, that glumping of dotted black lines, dark lines, that's the 50% retracement back up from this high and this low. You break through that, that's two pretty good targets. That 147.93, that's right at that 20% move right in here. Right here, this line here is about 14%. Just remember, it's not going to go in a straight line. This is where we want to be a trader. This is where we need to learn how to manage our trades. I may be taking way too long here. Apple, 9.25% on Apple back up to this top. Look, anyone who thinks that Apple can't do that, you just haven't been trading for very long. Of course Apple can do that. Is it going to do that? I, nor you, nor anybody in the world says it is not. So what we can do as a trader is simply follow the trend. The trend I use is price, the T-line, and the Trendicator. Now, price and the 3 EMA as well. I don't have it up, so I'm just mentioning price. Price, T-line, Trendicator. There's our trend right there. Now, within that trend, I'm going to look for a buying opportunity. And target-wise, you know what? In the next 6 months, who knows? It may not get up here. In the next 3 days, it might not get up there. It might just kind of waffle around here and then all of a sudden do something like this. But I cannot predict that. No one can predict that. But what we can do, and this is fact, is we can follow the trend and we can follow price action. Let's take a look at APP. Oops. Take a look at APP. How's that? 45% move possible on APP. So what are we going to do? Let's open that up a little bit. Or what could happen? Or let's go back to what is not likely to happen. And that is just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is just not likely to happen. In fact, that is insane to think that's going to happen. However, we could get those sideways moves. We go up, we pull back. Heck, we might even pull back down to here and then up. That's trading right there. That's trading. Just take a look at that chart. There is no reason to think that the price action through this level here is going to be any different or look any different than that price action right through there. So, oh, by the way, why did I pick that? If we take a look at the weekly chart right there, how about back up to that top? 45% move on APP. Just have to trade the trend. That is it. Be smart about the trend. Toast. Let's take a look at Toast. Look at Toast. And let me shrink that up. Look at Toast. 160% back up to that top. Now, look. You seriously got to know that this is not, because that's too much. There's no way. You're not going to do that kind of a thing. So trade the trade. If that's the target up there, let's drive to that target and accept the fact that you might have those pullbacks. Trade within, trade those pullbacks, short if you have a short setup, and then when they get back long, trade them long up here. Pretty simple. Pretty simple. Anyway, that's about all I have today, this morning. So thank you, everybody. It is really nice to be back. I do appreciate it. Let's all catch up back here in about 30 minutes when the market opens up, and let's try to have some fun today, make a little bit of money. All righty. You guys all take care. Thank you so much. We'll see you in about 30 minutes.